Nothing will actually work just because of this one comma. For writing the prompts in those AI assistants, you need to type all those prompts. Now for writing all those prompts, I guarantee you that you will not be able to learn anything at all. Will you be focusing on just typing, or will you be focusing on... This video is going to be very much important for you, especially if you're learning coding or web development, because in this video I'm going to share with you some of the most common mistakes that I made. I don't want you to make these mistakes in your coding journey. Please watch this video till the end, otherwise you will not be able to figure out all those mistakes. So without wasting further ado, let's get started. So mistake number 1, which is not being conscious of the small basic syntax details. For an example, you are working on a coding project. Now you wrote all the important codes correctly. Each and every single thing you have written in a correct way, in a correct manner. Now by any chance you have forgot to give one important syntax based comma, or you forgot to give one curly braces bracket, or you just did a spelling mistake, and just because of all these silly and unreasonable and unconscious mistake, these small mistakes, your entire lines, your entire code will get messed up. Nothing will actually work just because of this one comma, just because of this one semicolon, and just because of that you will end up wasting a whole lot of your time. I remember I was working on a web development project, and in JavaScript, just because of one comma in array, my entire code got messed up. I was getting error each and every single time, and I was not even able to figure out where I was making the mistake, because I already know that I have written all the things in a correct way. After not getting any solution, I just asked one AI Chrome extension assistant to check out where I am actually making the mistake, and it told me you have forgotten to give one comma, and just because of that comma that I haven't placed in that array, my entire code got messed up. So what is the solution of it? Just focus on doing one task at a time. Do it for a very little amount of hour, but focus on this one task at a time. And the second solution is always keep reading your code carefully each and every single time. Mistake number 2, only watching coding tutorials without even practicing. Now we all know that most of the things for learning how to code, most of the courses are available for free. You just need to type it on YouTube and you will be able to find dozens and dozens of videos on this topic. But if you're doing something like, if you're just laying on the couch and watching the coding tutorial, then I don't know how it will be working, because it will not even worth it. I guarantee you that you will not be able to learn anything at all, because coding and programming is all about practicing. Just watching tutorials will not do anything at all. You need to practice on your projects, you need to practice on your language skill, you need to practice on building your logic building on your JavaScript. You need to get a very good hold on the programming languages that you are working on. Watch tutorials. You really need to get the hell out of this laziness. Don't let laziness come in the way of learning. Just keep it 100 miles away. This sort of laziness basically happens when you don't do much exercise, when you eat garbages, when you watch garbages. Just don't feel lazy about it. Clear up your why, and only then practicing it will make you better. Mistake number 3. It is basically for web development purpose, learning framework without even learning JavaScript. Now here I am talking about React.js. For learning framework like React.js, you really need to have a proper understanding of JavaScript. It is really important to learn the basics first, like that includes the JavaScript concepts. For an example, you have event listeners. You really need to focus on your DOM manipulation stuff. You really need to focus on arrays, then ES modules, then common.js, how all these syntaxes actually works, functions, async functions, how promises works. You really need to focus on all these things in JavaScript. And when you will get a hold on JavaScript, only then it is highly recommended to get into the framework of React.js. Just focus on learning the basics properly. Mistake number 4. Not knowing touch typing. Nowadays, if you don't know how to type fast and getting into coding, then this is my personal opinion, to learn touch typing first. Touch typing basically means without even looking at the keyboard, you are doing your work, you are writing whatever the thing that you want to write on the computer screen, and your focus is just on writing, not on the keyboard. So this is basically touch typing. Now how you will be able to master touch typing, I made one complete guide of full video on touch typing. Just go and watch that video out and you will be able to understand the proper basics of touch typing. I promise you that. That video contains some of the personal techniques that I followed up and that really helped me to learn touch typing faster. Especially in this AI driven world, you will also use the coding assistants, right? You will be using ChatGPT, you will be using other AI assistants for writing the prompts. In those AI assistants, what you need to do, you need to type on those prompts. Now for writing all those prompts, if you take so much time in just writing the prompt, then how you will be able to solve the coding project? Will you be focusing on just typing, or will you be focusing on solving the problem? Which one will you do? You know what will be the result? You will end up getting frustrated. What kind of frustration? You are not able to type fast. That would be the frustration at that point. I highly recommend you to learn touch typing, learn how to type fast. Mistake number 5, not knowing the basics about how actually Git-GitHub works. Now previously what I used to do, I used to save all my coding project inside my file explorer. Now as a result, one day all my files suddenly got deleted because of a mistake that I made. I got messed up, like what in the world just happened? So then I realized that it is so much important to have an online repository. Now Git-GitHub is all about making your repository online. Whatever projects that you will be working on, you are keeping all these projects online. Initially just focus on having the clear understanding about the basics. Mistake number 6, not writing clean and readable code. Now for an example, you are working on a project. If you are not making your code readable, or if you are not organizing your code properly, then it will actually confuse you when you will make your project bigger, or when you will be working on some advanced feature. You yourself will confuse yourself, and whoever will read your code, he or she will definitely get confused, especially if you are working on a team. Otherwise your team member will not be able to understand like what you have written. So it is highly recommended to make your code readable and clean. And here is the very last but not least mistake, not having proper environment. While doing coding or while working on some development stuff, you need excessive amount of concentration and focus power. And how you will get more concentration and focus power? By just staying on a very quiet and calm pace. Or you have surrounded yourself with very quiet and calm natured people, at least with the people who is self-conscious about their work. Only then you will be able to build your project properly. If we have the right environment, then we are less likely to make all these mistakes. Up to now, I hope you're able to understand what I actually meant. If any of these mistakes are helpful for you, then make sure to like this video, give that thumbs up. If you have watched up until now, then comment down below which one among these mistakes were you making. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you love this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for getting more and more important video updates. And also don't forget to watch that touch typing video that I have mentioned earlier. And I will see you next time.